Hello, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Cheryl Belinsky, and I work for Cornell Cooperative Extension, Harvest, New York. I'm joined today by my colleague, Becky O'Connor. Collectively, we are going to share some information about the New York 30% Eligible Product Database, and we will guide you through some important features. The New York 30% Eligible Product Database is a database of products that qualify for the 30% New York initiative and are widely available for purchase by school food authorities. All products listed in the database are either New York grown and certified or contain at least 51% New York grown, raised, or produced ingredients and have an approved product formulation statement on file. Cornell Cooperative Extension, Harvest, New York developed and maintains the product database. Our contact information will be shared at the end of this tutorial should you have any questions about the database. Following are some important disclaimers about the database. First, the database does not serve as a qualifier for a school food authority's New York State Department of Education audit. Each school food authority is responsible for confirming a product qualifies for the 30% New York initiative and obtaining the acceptable documentation necessary for an audit. Second, nearly all of the product formulation statements included in the database can be used by any school food authority that purchased the item in school year 2020-2021. Third, the State Department of Education uses inclusion in the database as evidence of New York grown and certified status. The following items are included in the database: eligible processed products, fresh produce availability by region and vendor, vendor and product manufacturer contact information, and a master list of New York grown and certified products. It's important to note that the database is product specific. Just because a producer or food manufacturer is listed for one or a few items does not mean that their entire product line qualifies. When possible, we included the following information for each product to ensure you seek out and purchase the correct item: distributors, distributor codes and manufacturer codes, vendor contact information, New York grown and certified certificate, and an accompanying list of qualifying products, if not evident, product formulation statements and other necessary documentation, and information and/or product sell sheets. Next, I'm going to pass it off to my colleague, Becky O'Connor, who will take you on a guided tour of the database, demonstrating how to quickly navigate the database and its many features.
Let's dive into the database tutorial. The 30% New York Eligible Product Database can most easily be accessed through the Farm to School Program Workteam website. Scroll down to find Farm to School resources. Click Find Local Foods, and select 30% Initiative Eligible Product Database. From here, you can read more information about the database or click this direct link. Here's what you'll see when you first visit the database. You'll notice it looks a lot like an Excel file and it functions pretty similarly. It does have some additional features we'll walk through. Over here, we have a short description of the database and the link to submit a product, which we'll look at later. Let's go ahead and close this so that we can see the tables better. There are 4 tables in the database: the approved eligible New York products, fresh produce, vendor contact list, and the New York grown and certified list. Let's start with the approved eligible New York products table. This table includes qualifying New York products that, for the most part, would be considered processed. Fresh produce is included in the fresh produce table, and at this time, animal proteins coming right from farms, like ground beef from a local farm, aren't included in the database as they're typically only regionally available, and the required paperwork is fairly nuanced. We grouped products by category, so you'll see that all of the protein items are together, and I'm just going to collapse this category so we don't have to scroll too much, followed by processed produce, grains and cereals, other, and dairy, eggs, and cheese. Within each of these categories, there are subcategories that you can browse or use to find specific products more easily. We've indicated more than one subcategory for many products to align with how you might use those products in your lunch program or how you might search for them. So you can see that under dairy, eggs, and cheese, we have as a subcategory eggs, condiments and sauces, sour cream, which might also be considered a condiment or sauce, the cheese subcategory, which is very large, fluid milk, and yogurt. Now let's review what information is included for each product. We have the product's name, category, subcategory, unit size, and pack size. Then we have a product's manufacturer and distributors. Please keep in mind that just because the distributor you normally use isn't listed as carrying a product you want, that doesn't mean they can't get that product. I recently added this column for distribution notes so we can indicate things like dot numbers or pallet minimums for direct delivery. This is followed by product info, which includes things like sell sheets, product catalogs, and nutritionals when available. The next column indicates if a product is New York Grown and Certified. Then, for products that are New York Grown and Certified, we've included the New York Grown and Certified certificate. You'll note that for this product here, we don't have a certificate, and that's okay. If the previous column says the product is New York Grown and Certified, it is. For each product that isn't New York Grown and Certified, you'll find a product formulation statement in the next column. Next, we have the distributor and manufacturer codes, which are populated when available, followed by any other nodes. Now that we've gone over the database content, let's explore how you can navigate it. Each line or row here is called a record, and there are two ways you can look at it. The first option is to expand the record by clicking this double blue arrow. Here we can see the name of the product, the category and subcategory, the unit size, the pack size, the manufacturer, and all of the distributors that carry that product. We also have the product info, New York Grown and Certified status, and New York Grown and Certified certificate. Scrolling back up, we can click on the manufacturer to learn more about the manufacturer, including all of the products that they produce, their contact information, sell sheets, and any other relevant information. Potentially very helpful to schools will be this distributor information. By clicking on any of these distributors, you'll see the distributor's name, the region served, the other products that the distributor distributes, as well as contact information. If you want to view those product information sheets, all you have to do is click on them to make them larger. From here, you can download them, print them, or scroll through the other information sheets. The other way to look at a product's information is to simply scroll across the screen. You'll see that all of the information included in that expanded product record is also included here. Anytime you see a blue arrow, that means that you can expand that cell. You can click on an item to make it bigger here, or you can directly download it. Anytime you see the little ... in a cell, that means there's more information included. This happens a lot in this distributors column, since many products have several distributors. Just click the blue arrows to expand the cell, and you'll see the full list of distributors. Product information isn't the only thing you can explore in this table. As we saw, you can also look at manufacturer and distributor profiles. To look at a manufacturer profile, just click on the cell. Here we can see all that information we looked at just a moment ago. The same thing is true for a distributor profile. You can click on the name of the distributor to see all of their information. Let's look at a few additional ways you can look at product information in the database. If you don't like endless scrolling, you can collapse categories by clicking the downward arrow to the left of a product category's name. To expand a category, just click that sideways arrow. If you don't like endless scrolling, you can also change your view. Just hover over here and click View by Product Category. This way of looking at the information reminds me a bit of online shopping. You have your different categories, and each product has a thumbnail. You can click on a thumbnail to expand a product's record. So here you can see the manufacturer, all of the distributors, and the specific information about that product. Let's go back to the grid view. You can always use the search function, which is Control F, to search for a product, category, subcategory, manufacturer, etc. If you get lost and want to return to the original view, just hit your browser's refresh button. If there's a product you'd like to add to the database, you can use our Submit a Product form. Just go to the product description and click this link. When you fill out this information and submit it, it will send an email to me. Alternatively, you can just email me and I'll provide a bulleted list of information needed. Now let's move on to the Fresh Produce tab. To populate this table, we reached out to distributors and food hubs that have been good partners in providing local foods and also have proven records of transparency. We asked them to provide information about New York produce they are consistently able to source. We also reached out to apple producers, as they are in the unique position of sometimes self-distributing, managing distribution logistics, or contracting directly with school districts. There are a lot of apple producers, so we're still adding this information. You'll also note that there isn't a huge amount of produce in this table, and we want to add more. If you work with a trusted distributor or food hub, or a farmer with a distribution plan, please reach out to me. We have an easy-to-complete Excel document you can use to provide this information. When using this table, keep in mind that produce is more fluid than processed products. A distributor may have multiple farm sources for a specific product, and the seasonal availability will vary from year to year. Some vendors, such as Eden Valley Growers, source from multiple farms, which we have indicated as such. The information is grouped by product category. So we have apples, beets, berries, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, etc. Going across the screen, you have the product name, additional information when applicable, the product's pack size, the regions in which the products are available, and again, you can expand that cell to see all of the regions, the distributor, the farm sources, New York Garden certified status, and seasonal availability. Just like with the approved eligible New York products table, you can expand a record to look at more information. So here you can see all of the information about this product in a nice card. You can see that it is available in most regions throughout New York State, that there is a single distributor, and that it is sourced from multiple farms, and the months during which it is available. And just like in the approved eligible New York products table, you can click on vendors and distributors to see contact info, regional distribution, and all of the products they carry. So you'll see Headwater Food Hub, you can expand it. You can see all of the products that they carry, their contact information, and the type of products that they carry. If you prefer to look at this information in a different format, just change your view. You can see all of the apples here, berries here, broccoli, Brussels, etc. Just click on any of these records to expand them. You can see the distributors, regional and seasonal availability, etc. If you want to purchase a product listed in this table, you can reach out to the vendor directly or work with a farm-to-school coordinator. Next, we have the vendor contact list. This table includes all of the manufacturers, distributors, and producers you saw in the first two tables. In fact, this is where that information is pulled from. This table is a great resource if you want to easily view all the New York products your distributor carries, or if you want to learn more about distributors in your region. To group this information by region, just click on this button here, remove Group by Vendor Type, and click Pick a Field to group by. If you select Region, you'll see all the vendors and distributors in your region. If there's a vendor or distributor we should add to the database, please reach out to us. And finally, we have the New York Grown and Certified list. The list was provided by the New York State Department of Agriculture and Markets. We added this table for reference only because it's a bit easier to navigate than the New York Grown and Certified website search tool. Just because a vendor is listed in here does not mean that all of their products are New York Grown and Certified. A grower, producer, or processor can choose to obtain New York Grown and Certified certification for specific products rather than their whole product catalog. Please use the first two tables to find qualifying products. That wraps up the demo portion of the database tutorial. The database is very intuitive, so play around with it. You're accessing a read-only version, so you can't break it. The easiest way to familiarize yourself with the database and its many features is to start clicking away. To get back to the original view, just hit your browser's refresh button. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to myself or Cheryl Belinsky.